friends, welcome back to my channel. Sass here. I'm here to do another review of P-Valley episode 4. It was pretty good. It wasn't my favorite episode. I have some problems with this episode, but it was pretty good. Alright? Pretty good. Let's start off by talking about this whole casino deal. Alright? So, as we know, a casino wants to come to Side Ditch, Mississippi. We know that the Cow brothers, two of the brothers want to sign on the dotted line, and then there's Corbin, who's like, absolutely not. Okay? Why make $1 million when you can make $10 million? See, if we lease it, we get more money. I ain't doing nothing. I'm holding out. And now we find out that Pink is the center of everything. Okay? Pink is on part of the property where the majority of the casino needs to go. Now we know that Uncle Clifford is in debt. Okay? He's done tried everything underneath the sun to try to raise, what was it, $55,000, and we know he is in the hole, child. So we have the crooked Mayor Ruffin, his silly receptionist, child, and we have Andre talking to the investor, I guess the owner, whatever, the casino, the man over the casino. And so they're discussing how everything is going, and so Andre tells him, say, look, everything is good, but there is a problem. I mean, we have Pink's, which is a local strip club, okay? Now, they are holding this up, okay? But I think that if you offer them some money, they'll get up on out of there, and everything is smooth sailing. He also tells them, which I just cannot believe he told him this, but he told them that, you know, they're on the verge, Pink's is on the verge of foreclosure. So, you know, offer them a little bit of money, move them on, and we're good. And so the guy was like, excuse me, if they're on the verge of foreclosure, we ain't offering them nothing. Let them take it. Okay? We good with that. Alright? So why offer them money when they are in debt and on the verge of foreclosure? I'm like, oh, Andre. Andre shouldn't have said anything about the foreclosure, but anyway, so we have Ruffin. Ruffin is like, boy, what are you doing? No, don't be telling them everything, don't be telling them that. And so, Ruffin, of course, his whole thing is, he wants the park to be named by him. His arrogant self, okay? And so the guy is like, listen, I ain't offering nothing. I want the Cow brothers to sign on the dotted line, and y'all need to close this out in 2 weeks, or nothing's happening. Nothing, okay? You got 2 weeks to make this happen. So, Andre needs to get Corbin on board to sign on the dotted line. All right, they need to do something with Pink's, okay? And so the mayor is upset with Andre of how he handled this meeting, how Andre's running his mouth. And so the no good mayor told Andre, you deal with the Cow brothers. You let me deal with Uncle Cliff. Okay? You let me handle that. So, back at Pink's, alright, we have Autumn still trying to dance, y'all. She's still trying to turn on that pole. She's so lazy. She is so lazy. And so let's talk about Autumn. Okay. As we know, Autumn, child, she is taking that Telelat's money. Honey, Autumn is raining in the money. Ever since she got that fraudulent ID, Lakeisha Savage, you know, she's been going to these cash paying places, you know, taking out $9,000 at a time, different color wigs. She's going here, she's going there. She went to the bank, honey, and she done saved up a little, she done made up a little savings deposit. And when she did that, she had like $28,000 already in the deposit. So anyway, she's doing good with her fraudulent self. We also know she has a background. We also know she was abused. We all know that she's running from someone. We all know that she lost, you know, a child. So She is, trying to dance on this pole, and she's lazy. She don't want to try. Y'all, I'm trying, y'all. It's not that I don't like Autumn's character. It's not that. I don't like the actress that's playing the character. I'm sorry, y'all. I just don't like that actress. She's not pulling me in. When I see her act, it's just like dry. So Uncle Clifford has her in the office, and of course they're talking about, the casino coming, and how he is a big part of, the casino building. And so she was like, listen, they could give you an offer, a lot of money. She's like, you own this, right? And so Uncle Clifford was like, well, I sorta. He was like, look, I'm in debt. I am behind. Okay, and so she was like, oh, man. And so he was like, listen, okay, I will work some out. I will do something. She was like, listen, these people always win. They always win. You're going to have to come up with something, all right? Because Uncle Clifford need Pinks, all right? That is his baby. That is his backbone. So anyway, we have Autumn again, child, all right? Because, see, Uncle Clifford said, listen, you still need to talk to Andre. You still need to get Andre, get some more information from him. And she was like, no, I'm done. I'm done with Andre, okay? He's creepy. He's a stalker. I seen pictures of me on his computer. And so it was so funny. Uncle Clifford, she was like, girl, you ain't special. You think you special, but you ain't special. See, you think you're cute. You ain't that cute. Your poo nanny ain't that good. Child, he had pictures of me on his computer. Look at that. So she's looking with her face cracked, honey. Good and cracked. And so she was like, oh. So anyway, she comes across Andre. This scene, y'all, when they were doing all that arguing and fussing, y'all, I was washing dishes. There is no chemistry between Autumn and Andre, in my opinion. Even their sex scene was whack. I mean, it's not giving me anything. He's upset with her because he feels like that she used him. She did. He called her all kinds of whores and harlots. You're no good. You're just a stripper. You beneath me. I'm above you. And then she's like, F you. You don't know me. F you. It was just so dry. I felt nothing from that argument. Absolutely nothing. And she confides in him. She cries. She confides in him. He held her. Anyway, so we see her at his place. And she wakes up and, they had a little conversation. And so he's sitting there and then she's leaving and she sees his wedding ring. And she was like, she's a lucky woman talking about, his wife, and she leaves, thank God. Y'all, again, it's not her character. It's the actress that's playing the character. Andre, at this point, I can take or leave. This whole Andre, Autumn, no, absolutely not, no. Now, let's talk about Pinks. All right, knowing that all this is going on, knowing that the casino is coming, honey child, Mississippi overheard the conversation between Uncle Clifford and Autumn. And of course, honey, she done got to talking. And she done told it that, Uncle Clifford is shut down and, losing peaks, and that the casino's coming. And of course, the girls are like, huh? What? Well, we're going to be out of the job, Of course, they're panicking, and, Uncle Clifford's like, if y'all don't chill out, quit listening to everything, Mississippi, with her big mouth. Keep your mouth shut. So Mercedes comes in and the big dance is coming. Mercedes' last dance. Okay? As we know, Mercedes is retiring. All right? So the big dance is going on, and, so they are looking forward to this because it's going to bring in a whole lot of money. Okay? The interstate's going to be all clogged up. Honey, people going to bring in that money. Let's talk about Mercedes. Okay? So, we have Mercedes. All right? Mercedes is feeling herself a little bit. She's done got a little big in her britches because, hey, she has done went and got a gym for her majorettes. She feels good about that. She's retiring from Uncle Clifford. She feels good about that. She's got $20,000 that her mama, has. She feels good about that. So she's talking to a realtor. And, the realtor is like, so what you trying to do? And so, Mercedes is just, breaking it down for her. I'm going to have a gym. I'm going to ask for $200, admission. I'm going to do something big. I'm going to be a little, businesswoman, entrepreneur. And so the woman is like, okay, well, listen, if you want this building, you better hurry it up because people are snatching up buildings left and right. I can't hold this for long. Okay, and then here's another piece of advice, Miss Businesswoman. Instead of charging $200, charge $250. Your dreams ain't cheap, honey. So she has the building, but of course she needs that $20,000. So who is she calling nonstop and not answering? Sister Patrice, her evil mama, that no good heifer. So we have Sister Patrice. Now she done got her face cracked by that no good preacher, right? So it's Sunday, and she up there, she's supposed to be singing. Honey, the singing done turned into preaching. She was up there, yes, it sure is good to me. I say what is right. I say what is wrong. I say Lord has been good to me. No weapon formed against me, yes, that shall prosper. Honey, the church was feeling it. They were on their feet. They were saying hallelujah, amen. They was feeling it. They were enjoying what Sister Patrice was giving, honey. Guess who didn't? The men of the church, the elders of the church, the deacons of the church, the preacher of the church, honey, they was seething. Every chant, every hallelujah, every amen, every shout, every stop, honey, they were biting glass. And it was so funny. The preacher was trying to take the microphone from Sister Patrice, and Sister Patrice was like, get back. God said, get back. Get back. God said, let me keep talking. And honey, then she got the shot. Hey. Honey, they was pounding. So he finally got herself out in the back, honey. He was like, what are you doing? And she was like, Negro, you ain't God. You are not God. And so he was like, blasphemy in my church. Okay? He said, I told you a woman's place. And a woman's place is not the pulpit. Not in my church. Now see, if you want to go and cut a shine in someone else's church, you go ahead and do it. But you ain't doing it here. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. If you want to do that, go get your own church. Go find another church. So, of course, she's like, oh, Lord. So, we see her at the bank, okay? And she got a cashier's check for the $20,000, which we know is Mercedes. And it is Mercedes' big night. It is time for her to show up and show out, honey. And like I said before, she's done, feeling herself. She got a little big of her britches. Okay, she's doing all this other stuff, and the other girls are still there stripping. You know, she mouthed off to Gidget. She mouthed off to Mississippi. She made them feel this big. You know, she was like, listen, you have to save up your money. See, y'all ain't been saving no money. See, that's why I'm able to retire after 7 years. That's why I'm able to open up this gym. See, Mercedes had a whole lot to say. Okay? Ooh, she should have kept her mouth shut. So it made the other girls feel bad. It hurt their feelings. Okay? It hurt their feelings. So it's the big night, and she comes in, nobody's talking to her. So she's like, okay, fine, forget y'all help us. So she opens up the locker, and it's this real cute, they done decorated it, had pictures of them, real sweet. So she turns around, she was like, y'all ain't gonna make me cry. You ain't gonna make me cry. And they had put together this, you know, bling bling bra and G-string outfit, honey. And they just, you know, put on the bronze G-string. They got her together. She looked good. She looked good because it is her last dance. And there's a whole lot of people outside. A lot of people. And they want to see Mercedes. Mercedes is the one that put the butts in the seat. Mercedes is the one to make the men throw that money. Okay, so everyone knows this. So, meanwhile, in between time, you know, Mercedes is still trying to call her mom. It still goes to voicemail. The realtor let her know, listen, somebody is making an offer. You have to give me that money, okay, tonight. I mean, I need it. So it's her last dance, and she leaves. She finally got in touch with her mom. She leaves. She goes to the gym. The realtor is there. And so the realtor is like, Mercedes, you're too late. And so Mercedes is like, no, I'm not too late. My mom's coming. My mom will be here in a minute. My mom will be here. And so the realtor said, sorry. Someone has already put down a deposit. There's nothing I can do. And so Mercedes is like, what? Damn. So Mercedes is like, you got to be kidding me. Hold up. No. Who comes out of Mercedes' gym? Her no good mom. That evil, nasty bitch, honey. Oh my God. I was like, oh no. So, evil Miss Patrice, Sister Patrice, done took Mercedes $20,000 and put it towards that building so she could have her own church. What about when the realtor found out that it was Mercedes' mama that put the money down? She was like, oh Lord, look, I'm out. Bye. I ain't even in this. And so Mercedes is like, what? You put my money down for a building? And so here is Sister Patrice, evil mama, talking about God told me to do it. I woke up this morning and God told me to steal from you. God told me to lie to my daughter. God told me to steal from my daughter just so I can have my own church. See, that's what God told me. And so when they were talking, I was like, okay, Mercedes, I'm not all for busting your mama in the mouth, but you need to bust that bitch in her mouth. I mean, and honey, they got to tussling. Honey, she got to tussling with her mama on the side of the road, child. Now, mind you, everybody's waiting for her at Uncle Clifford's at Pink's. So they tussling. Okay? And then we see the cops. And we see Mercedes in the back seat. We see her evil mama going in another car. And honey, I tell you, that Sister Patrice was battling too because, honey, Mercedes' hair was all over her head. The makeup was smudged. Honey, some of them little sparkly, diamond noise was popped off. From her outfit, child, honey. Sister Patrice gave her a run for her money. trying to take her daughter's money, knowing good and well how hard Mercedes worked for it, knowing good and well what Mercedes was going to do with it, and she went behind her back. Oh, Lord, no. No. Absolutely not. This woman is something else. That no good. How? I can't stand her, y'all. Oh, witch. So anyway, let's go back to Pinks. So mind you, nobody really knows where Mercedes is. Everybody's like, where is Mercedes? Honey, people are there. Uncle Clifford, she is losing her mind. She was like, where is she at? Where's she at? So they're trying to delay. The crowd is getting real hostile. Now, while Mercedes, let's go back. While Mercedes was at Pinks, who was sitting there watching her last dance? Man. Honey, that big dude, honey, look like he eating grits from 2 pots, honey. He can eat 2 pots of grits. Honey, that body on him, honey, that's that penitentiary body. Good God Almighty. Ooh, child. So he's there, and y'all know he was on house arrest, but honey, he worked some out. So he's sitting there, okay, and him and Mercedes, have a moment. Well, we have Little Murder and the trio, okay? His little homeboys done come up in there. See, at first, they were walking in through, the front door without getting in the line, and Diamond was like, you ain't getting in here. How many times I got to tell you, you slow? Go to the back of the line. And so, Little Murder was like, I think not. And he was like, I will F you up. That's what Diamond was like. Diamond was like, I ain't playing with you. So here comes Uncle Clifford. And Uncle Clifford is like, look, they good. Okay, they ain't got to wait in line. Just let them, go on in. So, we know, Gold Teeth, honey, he is all for playing his music. He wants his music to be played, child. And it's Mercedes' last night. So he wants that music to be played. Honey, ain't nobody trying to listen to that music. It's whack. And so the DJ was like, I ain't trying to hear that. This is her last night. I ain't getting cussed out. It ain't happening. So Lil Murder was like, listen, you play it. Okay? You play it. It's good. It's good. Now, so when Mercedes was having a conversation with Maine, Lil Murder was trying to talk to her and be like, I got my music. And so she's like, what? And so Maine was like, excuse me, back. I don't know who you are, but you don't be walking up on us like this. So they had some words and, he backed down. Lil Murder backed off. And, Mercedes was in between them like, y'all stop. Cut it out. Ain't gonna be none of them shenanigans on my last dance. Sam! So here is Little Murder off to the side and his homeboy. It's like, man, I can't believe you let that fool punk you like that. And so Little Murder was like, man, shut up. He didn't punk me. It ain't no big deal. I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about my music. And so his homeboy was like, nah, he punked you. You let him punk you. And word on the curb is, you are a punk. You let everybody punk you. Child, honey, why he say that? Because we know Gold Teeth is on the DL. He's on the down low. So he done hit his homeboy, boom, right dead in the face. I mean, he started punching him, beating him up. Honey, I said, Lord, you should have kept your mouth shut. That's what you do. Honey, Little Bird said, you want to see a punk? I'll show you a punk. So he just started beating up his homeboy. He got thrown out, of the club. And, honey, he's sitting on the curb like he lost his best friend, child, like he done lost a puppy. And he's like, man. So anyway, while he's sitting outside pouting, they have to do something. So Uncle Cliff is like, oh my God, Mercedes is not here. What are we going to do? The crowd is getting restless. They're getting mad. They're chanting Mercedes' name. Mercedes. And so he was like, look, Mercedes ain't nowhere to be found. We're going to have to salvage this. Who's going to get up out? So, of course, everybody's like, no, they ain't getting up out now. And so let's talk about Mississippi. Now, when it started this episode, we have Mississippi giving a little lap dance to some nerd. And some nerd was treating her like trash, like a dog. You know, he didn't want to pay her money. He was just talking down to her. He threw the money on the ground. You know, Mercedes done got all up in his face. Diamond had to come to the rescue, honey. Diamond says, if you don't hand this money to her, I will break every bone in your jaw. That's what's going to happen. And so the nerd guy stood up. And he was like, what you got, honey? When I tell you Diamond went... And Diamond said, only say it one time. Okay? I will hurt you. I mean, I don't understand what you ain't hearing. I will hurt you. So, of course, the nerd guy, he handed her, you know, the money. And so Mississippi was just feeling down. You know, Mississippi didn't have the confidence that the Mercedes had. You know, Mercedes was like, man, don't worry about that dude, okay? Don't even worry about him. You know what you worth? And so Mississippi was like, I'm just a pretty face. I really don't have nothing behind me, no type of substance. I'm just that pretty face. So Mississippi really, you know, don't know where she fits in. She don't know if she could ever be in the spotlight because that's Mercedes. So when Uncle Clifford was like, somebody needs to step up. Somebody needs to get out there and make these people happy. And so Mississippi was like, I got this. I'll do it. And so Uncle Clifford was like, cool, come on. And so Mississippi gets out there, honey. And, honey, she took a couple of deep breaths, and Mississippi tore the place down. Honey, she showed up and she showed out. Honey, she was up on that pole twisting and turning, and, oh, it was fantastic. And honey, the people at first, they were booing and moaning. It was like, what is this? Honey, Mississippi said, I got time. Learn the name. M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, hump back, I. Learn it. Because she showed out. The money was just all over the place, and you know, the confetti, and it was beautiful. What was she dancing to, y'all? What was she dancing to? Well, she was dancing to Gold Teeth song. She was dancing to Little Murder's music. Because, hey, Mercedes wasn't dancing. So the DJ played that music for Mississippi. And honey, the people loved it. So while he was outside pouting, he hear it. So while he was outside pouting, he hears this song. And he's like, what? That's my song. That's my song, man. That's my song. That's my song. Child, he got the cry stop line, honey. He was too excited. And who comes out to dry his tears? Uncle Clifford. Uncle Clifford comes out and says, come with me. Let's go and talk. So, honey, they go in that back room, and when I tell you, child, it was no talking going on, honey. Uncle Clifford has been waiting for this. So has Gold Teeth. And, honey, only thing I can say, they was doing a whole lot of kissy, huggy, child. Honey, when I tell you, honey, they were, Lord have mercy, pounding and thrusting and moaning and groaning. I was like, okay. All right, well, Lord. So Uncle Clifford and Gold Teeth, honey, they got it on. They got it on. Pretty good episode. My thing is, what I'm going to find very interesting is Mercedes' reaction to Mississippi. Because Mississippi shut it down. See, Mercedes talked a whole lot of talk. And now she's out of a building. She's out of money. She done got arrested. She's going to have to go back to stripping. But, hey, did she pass the torch to Mississippi? Because, honey, Mississippi showed up and showed out. So I'm looking forward to see the Mississippi and Mercedes dynamic. And how Mercedes is going to react to that. And what is Mercedes going to do? Oh my God, just a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. But anyway, what did y'all think below? I know you all done seen it, but we can still talk about it down below, child. Don't forget to hit that like,